in Mount Eaton. ARE is now offering positions starting at over $22 an hour. Come experience ARE's commitment to be a people-first employer. Learn more and apply by visiting 4are.com.
All right, it is yet another time for us to just take a look back and smile. I made sure yesterday when I talked to Jim Rosenhaus that he was upbeat and happy, and I think this guy will be upbeat and happy as well, sort of. We have Bobby DiBiasio with the Cleveland Guardians with us this morning. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Good morning, Pam. Now that we've had 24 hours or more to have it settle in, the initial disappointment that you certainly want to be one of the last four teams standing, right?
Yep.
We had such a phenomenal, fun, special season that, man, for me, it matches 95. Those early 90 guys that all grew up together and then ended up enjoying success together. This one came out of nowhere in one sense. I mean, there were people, experts in the business, picking us to be fourth, having the, in the division. So the way this team came together, what an incredible foundation we have moving forward.
Yeah, I love that Terry said, this has to be the starting point for us. This is the starting point. It really is, when you think about that. And I bet you can't wait to get to Arizona, right?
Terry Pluto wrote it in the PD yesterday, I think it was. All these days just they meld together. That spring training can't get here quick enough. No question about it. One of the coolest things about this season from an internal baseball perspective, that there were a lot of questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
When we went into this season, there was a real commitment to find out which one of these young athletes are going to be able to make an impact at the big league level. All the players that we acquired in trades and through the draft. And let's now see this talented group that we acquired. Let's give them the opportunity to see who they are at the big league level. And man, did we get some fun answers.
Yeah. And you know what? Experience like this, it shouldn't be missed that them having a chance to even go through this process of being in the playoffs, because experience means a lot when you go back, right?
What kind of motivation they have this offseason that they learned themselves what it takes to prepare and produce at the big league level on an everyday basis for 6-7 months. And so now that they really know the true test of being a big league athlete and facing the best of the world that's standing on that mound every night, what toll it takes on your body, how you eat, how you fuel yourself each and every day, that learning curve, and then the motivation this off season, other than Jose Ramirez with his ligament surgery coming up here shortly, but it's not going to affect his ability to stay in shape and do the things he needs necessary to be ready in spring training. We're a pretty healthy group. And so now our guys just to get to settle in and feel real good about themselves. And that's such tremendous confidence and motivation this offseason.
Yeah. What do you think the team will do as far as, maybe moves in the offseason to take that next step? Anything they're going to be looking at?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think we'll hear more about that in the next coming days from Chris and Cherney. Again, we had a lot of questions answered in a positive way. And the way they played Gabriel Arias at first base in postseason play, I think says a lot about what we think of that young man. He's one of the top minor league prospects in all of baseball, and a shortstop that we acquired from San Diego in that wild deal that got a whole bunch of starters for us. Is he the answer at first base? Will we give him that opportunity? It'll be interesting. Josh Naylor gets a chance to really work on that leg of his
and that baby rock.
Yeah, well, that's isn't that amazing? If we're playing some other team other than New York, that sort of thing doesn't even become an issue. But all of a sudden, you get the New York Post and the Daily News and all of that going with that, and it turns into something a little bit. I mean, he's been doing that all year long.
And bringing baby dolls to the ballpark. Give me a break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty funny. And his response was pretty funny. He goes, "Man, that was sick. Did you see how I got the whole stadium after me on that one? That was fun." But again, that was directed at his teammates, not at the opposing pitcher. But hey, it's the New York media.
But he's a guy probably who will want to, get his bat rolling a little bit better for playoff time for sure.
Yeah. He'll be able to get into the offseason with a really awesome mindset. Just think about where he was a year ago, and the way he played on just sheer guts. What a tough man he is, playing on that leg, and now he'll be able to get himself in real good spot this offseason. Whether he's first base, DH, combo, again, that's what spring training is going to be all about as we construct a baseball team. The construction of a baseball team changes every year.
Yeah.
This year is going to be a little bit more interesting because all these guys, there's very few free agents that will be walking away or that will have to re-sign on this team. So I do have to add one of the questions that was answered this year that I think is one of the most important is we have the elite closer in baseball.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Clase. I can't imagine how comforting it is for Chris Antonetti, Mike Chernoff, and the group as they go into this offseason looking to construct a baseball team, that they don't have to touch that part of the bullpen, that the back end of our bullpen is one of the elite in baseball. And how comforting is that? Is most everybody else is looking for that important piece, and how do we go get it, and who's going to do that? We're sitting there in real good spot.
Well, we have had such a wonderful time having you on every other Thursday, Bob. And I know we'll be back at it again before we know it.
Yes.
And if I have any emergency baseball interviews needed, I'm going to reach out to you ASAP.
Well, please do, Pam. It's always a treat to chat with you. And we had some fun the last 7 months talking about this very special team. And so the foundation's in place to have more fun to come.
We sure have. Future is bright. Talk to you soon, Bob. Thanks.
Thanks, Pam. Go Guardians.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks VapoRub.